The topic I'm going to discuss is the power of silence. The basic premise of this is that witnesses, deponents, generally abhor silence. They want to fill the space. And I learned this one day when I was taking a deposition. I had asked a couple questions. I wasn't doing it intentionally, but I was looking at my notes and trying to decide what the next question would be. And all of a sudden, the witness starts talking. He starts elaborating on his prior answer. And I said to myself, this is kind of interesting. And so a couple minutes later, I tried it again. The witness gave a response to a question. I paused. He started talking. Generally, my view is you want a witness, a deponent, to talk as much as possible. You could ask the leading questions later and narrow it down. But generally, you want to hear what they have to say. And I found that this was very effective. And over time, it evolved into two different strategies, which would work or not work depending on the deponent. One I would call a passive silence, and that's kind of what happened when I did it initially. I asked a question, they gave an answer, I was not paying attention to them at all, I was looking at my notes, and they just started talking again. But then I found sometimes that didn't really work, so I developed something that I would call a little bit of more of a active silence. And by that, I mean, I would ask a question, I would get an answer. Rather than looking down at my notes, I would look at them and just kind of stare at them as though I was expecting them to say something else. And sure enough, very often, you get more testimony, more elaboration, things that they weren't planning on saying or things that they certainly didn't put in their initial answer. So my tip of the day is sometimes the best thing to do is say nothing at all.